What up, everybody? I started on time today. Can I get a round of applause? Can I get a treat for starting on time today? I almost was late. Shout out to Uncle Luke. I was almost late. I was almost late. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about tonight. One of the things I do want to talk about, it's a lot. We'll get to it. I know what y'all want to talk about, and we're not there yet. We're not gonna get there yet. So just be patient. Be patient with me as we walk it down. We walk it down. Okay. We're gonna save that for a little bit here. We're gonna get to that. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're feeling. You came here to see what I was gonna say. Okay. But what I'm gonna address is the elephant in the room that you don't want to address, and that is Najee Harris. hmm Because you tried to tell me what about Najee? Y'all was talking trash about him, telling me what he couldn't do, what he can't do, or whatever. And I told you, you got to give this man some opportunities. Toss the ball off to him. Do some different things to get this man going. And I said, you know what? He had a successful game. Okay, we have the 14 rushing attempts, 106 yards. He got in the end zone. He averaged 77.6 yards a carry this week. And I said, you know what? You guys talk crazy about Naj, but the matter of fact, he averages 3 something yards a carry. He's done that his career, like 4 yards or less every year he's been with us is what he's averaged, and he's had how many 1,000 yard seasons? Every season has been 1,000 yard plus season for him. Okay, so for me, he's been consistent. He's giving you consistency. What hasn't been consistent? Our offensive line. It hasn't. Week to week to week. We may have had maybe 2 weeks where we had the same starting lineup for our offensive line. Maybe 2 weeks. But it's constantly changed. And you want consistency from someone that's not behind a consistent line. So I just need you to understand what you're asking for. You want consistency from one person, but you don't have a consistent line in front of them. So let's be for real. And guess what? The offensive line is changing again this week because why? We don't have Zach Frazier. Yeah, he's not going to be here. I'm not saying McCullum did a good job filling in. Yeah, I don't even have no complaints on him. We know how great Zach Frazier has been. But what we're not going to do is act crazy like this. These running backs have had the consistency in the offensive line that they would probably need to be consistently good week to week to week. So that is truly my biggest problem. And I know that there was like some controversy about his press conference, and someone said it was uncomfortable. They used the word uncomfortable, and I'm not quoting them, but the word uncomfortable was mentioned, and I wanted to know where the uncomfort was. Were you uncomfortable? Because Najee looked comfortable. I wasn't uncomfortable listening to Najee. Like, who was uncomfortable? Was the media uncomfortable? I didn't have a problem with it. Him addressing, things of the past, things of the present, just collectively what he said. It's like not one person is something he mentioned before, and not one person is what it takes for the run game to be good, the passing game to be good. It collectively takes everyone. And it takes some level of continuity, whether you want to admit it or not. It takes some level of continuity to be good and consistent. So, if you were uncomfortable by him kind of foot stomping that and letting you know that, hey, this is what it is, and I'm going to respond how I'm going to respond, then be uncomfortable. Um, I side with them. Some other things that happened this week that I thought was dope. You see George Pickens out on the media trail trying to do some good PR. I respect it. He was on the show with, what's his name? Is it Shady Show on them? I'm completely okay with George Pickens going out showing people that, look, I am not this villain everyone's trying to point me out to be. Like, I can be a likable guy, whether you think I'm a horrible person or not. I absolutely love that they're getting George Pickens out in front of a camera, getting to know his personality, seeing him smile, seeing him say, "Hey, I don't care who's out there on QB. Like, they both can give me the ball." Because guess what? This is George Pickens' offense to flourish in. So if they both can get him the ball, and we know Justin's going to get him the ball, what does George Pickens truly have to be upset about? What does he have to be upset about? So that was another thing I wanted to bring up. George Pickens. We can talk Davante Adams here. Yes, he is a New York Jet. Yes, there were rumors and talks and conversations amongst Adams and Steelers and whatever. And yes, they did want him to be a part of this team, but ultimately he went to the Jets. He will be playing with Aaron Rodgers, and he no longer has a hamstring injury. Okay, so we move on. We move on, and I will tell you this: I know you're stuck on adding another wide receiver to the mix, and I hear you. I'm not opposed to adding another wide receiver to the mix, and we'll dwell on this in a little bit. We'll dwell on this as the show goes a little deeper. But hear me out. How many of your wide receivers are catching balls right now? How many are getting the attempts that you would look for week to week? It's not many. Okay. So when you're saying you need another guy, you need another weapon, you really got to look at how are we using the guys that we have? Are we using them correctly? Are we using them accurate? Are we trying different things to get the wide receivers the ball, the ones that we have? And my answer to you right now is no. I'm not reading nothing right now simply because I'm doing my monologue. Once I'm done with the monologue, I will get to you, Morale. Okay, you gotta wait your turn. It's my turn. So anyway, you have to understand, you have to use what you have. You have to figure out how to be resourceful with what you have. But if I feel like you want a different type of jelly, but you don't even really know if you like the jelly that you have because you ain't really used it. So how you know you want strawberry jelly when you barely even had tasted the grape jelly? So I'm not giving you this premium $10 strawberry preserve when you ain't even really touched the Welch's grape, Concord grape jelly. I'm not doing it. So until we can figure out a way to share the ball, and there are options there, how are you going to add? What is appealing to a good wide receiver to come here when they can see on tape that where am I going to get the ball in this offense? How's that going to work out for me? Why am I going to come to Pittsburgh to do what I'm essentially probably doing on another team, not getting the ball or not winning, even though we are winning? So I just really want y'all to think about that when you're talking about acquiring another wide receiver. What are you doing with the weapons that you currently have? You're paying a Pat Fryman. You paid him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's not forget that. We didn't. Of course, you didn't pick up Najee's option. We all know that. You're not paying a lot of money for George Pickens. You're not paying a whole lot of money for Van Jefferson. You still got Calvin on this rookie deal. You brought in a Scotty Miller. You still have Connor Haywood as a decent price. What? Oh, Darnell Washington. You still got him for a good price too, and you barely using him. I mean, he's averaging more catches this year than he did all of last year, but still, you really want more targets to these big bodies, especially in the middle. Okay. That is my biggest problem when we have these conversations about bringing in another guy. Okay? Davante Adams, you're going to pay this man a lot of money, but do you have on the field, on tape, how you could distribute the ball to him? What does this system look like what did it look like with a Davante Adams? I see what it looks like with a George Pickens. I'm not satisfied with what it looks like with just a George Pickens. I'm not satisfied with what it looks like George Pickens. And you're telling me it was going to automatically improve and get better because you had Davante Adams. I didn't see enough on the film. I didn't see enough film to say that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But let's get into it. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. I saw you, Morale. Hi, Morale. Morale wants some attention, so we're gonna give him that first. I'm just playing, man. I'm just joking. So I didn't see everybody in the chat, so I'm saying hi now as we go through some things. I saw someone from Canada. What's up, Trey? What's good? What's good? What's good? We met Jay this week. Jay, who was always in the chat. We met him this weekend. So we met some of our family here on the Steelers chat. So shout out to him. Ken, I think Ken's in here too. Everybody I missed. Christy, my girl Christy. What's up, Christy? She was just over with me on TikTok. Shout out to Uncle Luke. He joined us over on TikTok too. Talking about his Dallas Cowboys who got smacked. Oh, Amari Cooper. Before we get into just talking Pittsburgh Steelers, I want to talk about Amari Cooper because I'm sad. I am so sad that Amari Cooper is no longer on the Cleveland Browns. I'm sad. And people are probably like, why are you so sad? Because, baby, I feel like Amari Cooper was over there. He was team AFC North. Okay? He was dropping balls on purpose. I feel like he was like, oh, y'all, I don't want to be here no more. Ooh, trying to catch that touchdown. Ooh, trying to catch that first down. Like, I feel like Amari Cooper was just out there like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to make all of us look bad. And I appreciate him. I don't know. I didn't want the Browns to get rid of him. I don't want the Ravens to get rid of Nelson Aguilar because I feel like when you need them to drop a ball, they're going to get it done for you. And I appreciate it. Mike Williams. Would I take Mike Williams? Look, like I said, Mike Williams, I told Mike Williams Sunday night to go ahead and pack his bags. Just go ahead and pack up because I knew it was over for him. It was over for him. But I can't say that Mike Williams solves any of our problems. I don't know, because our problem is we're not doing enough. We're not doing enough. So with that being said, I really want to bring in the rest of the team here. I've rambled enough for everybody. Let me tell the people on IG come to YouTube. I forget to tell y'all. Because I can't see your comments. I forgot to tell y'all that. My bad. I always forget to say it. But shout out to everybody on Instagram. All right, let's go. I know y'all are ready for the guys and then maybe girls that could be waiting to come in. Let's do it. I think y'all are ready for the drama. That's what y'all are ready for. This is crazy. What up? What up, Kev? You look like
Yeah. Yeah, my fault. I'm sending the stream out. so I ain't even.
Kev look like he on a mystery murder joint right now.
I was like, wait a minute.
Nah.
You need to get in the front.
He got the all black on.
Oh man. Okay.
That's good, y'all. I don't even know who all in here. I can't see what's the name.
It's okay. It's Kev.
I'll be here in a minute.
It's Kev. It's Terrence and I. And then everybody in the chat, everybody says hello. We had a spectacular win in Las Vegas. Spectacular in the sense that we scored 30 points. Haven't scored 30 points in a very, 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 very long time. So it just felt good to see that. Of course, Chris Boswell had 12 of those 32 points? 32 points. So he had 12 of them. So almost half of them came from field goals. Let's not get it twisted, okay? But we did it. We got it done. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense had some tremendous takeaways as they've been doing. They have been taking the ball away. That's what they've been doing. They've been very consistent on that. We, on the offensive side of the ball, have been extremely slow. Yes, we got a field goal to start the game. I still felt like our offense was slow to start. And, people say we got help from the refs, whatever you want to call it. We still, to me, did not move the ball fast enough in in ways to keep us on the field. I felt like the defense, again, even though they made tremendous stops and got tremendous turnovers, half of them was in the red zone, right? Like two of them, they were bound to score. Yeah. So I'm happy that they happen when they do. Shout out to I cannot applaud the defense anymore. They get my blood pressure high, and then they just take it even higher when they actually take the ball away. So it feels great.
Can I make a statement, D?
Yeah.
To morale 212.
Yes.
So.
And we're not talking about the quarterback situation yet. So,
right. I'm bypassing that. It's something that you just touched on. I think what I'm gonna say, what's that word? What grinds my gears when it comes to us Steelers fans is that we have this large expectation on our defense, regardless of who's out there, right? Mm-hmm. But then we have a low expectation from the offense that we apply more pressure to the defense. And for me, it's like this. Okay, the defense in all this year, probably two halves that they didn't play really that well in, right? Mm-hmm. The Indianapolis game, the first half, and then the following, right? When I see people say
the first drive from the Raiders game, horrible.
Right.
But
so when I see people say they're gonna say the defense scored 30, like let's talk real football. Let's not talk from a perspective of there's 11 people on offense and there's 11 people on defense. Let's talk about the fact that our defense always puts the offense in great situational football. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the fact that there have been countless times where we've gotten turnovers and all we had to settle for was 3 points. Let's talk about the punt return that Calvin Austin gave us, and we didn't get anything out of it. Let's talk about the fact, so when we say the defense scored, you might as well put that on the defense because we put everything else on the defense, right? We put the pressure on the defense. When the defense doesn't get the stop that we want, even though they have been solid all game, we always talk about that one drive. But I don't hear nobody talking about the pressure the offense puts on the defense. Mm-hmm. If the offense does more first downs, more in time of possession, more in flipping the field, so the defense don't always have to play on the short field, then we can have a different conversation. But if we're not going to talk real football and say, listen, the defense is the reason why our record is what it is, then what are we talking?
Yeah.
It ain't Justin Fields that's 4-2. Our defense put Justin Fields in position to where we really could be 6-0 if you want to be technical. So talk that talk too. Don't just keep coming out and saying Justin did this and Justin did that. Like Justin has not did anything for us to lose, but don't take away from the defense because we got a patchwork out there on the D line. Like we were down Herbig and Highsmith because remember when Highsmith went down, Herbig was so great that people was willing to trade Highsmith. So our defense has a knack for stepping up, and they may not all step up at the same time. But damn it, when we need a play here and there, we get that play, or they give us the plays we need earlier in game. Offense don't do what they need to do to capitalize it. That's it.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We got a lot to get into. I did ask you guys how you felt about the win. I think we have a little bit of understanding about how Terrence feels about the win. What's up, Ali? We got somebody else back here that wants to get on stage too. So, Kev, tell me how you felt about this win.
I thought the win. It was a good win for the team. You know, the Raiders always gonna remind me that the Steelers aren't the most hated team in the NFL. The Raiders gonna always remind me that. So when I saw them 15-yard penalties that they was accumulating, I'm like, whew, glad it wasn't us. Even though we had 7 penalties, which is crazy. And all of it was our fault. You feel me? It wasn't a ref thing. All of it was our fault.
Starts and all that.
You know what I'm saying? But I liked it. I like the fact that I love when Najee has games in the West Coast, man. You see the real Najee, you know. I like the fact that from guard to guard, they was exceptional from guard to guard. You know, they had some plays, you feel me? And like we just controlled the ground, 185 yards on the ground. You're not supposed to really lose games like that. So we did what we were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Terrence, did you want to say anything else about the win?
Nah. I mean, as far as this past game, um, the defense played well with what we had. The offense could have done better. I think we with 100 yards passing, not too much in the passing game.
No.
So we're still lacking there because if we can't utilize the run to open the pass, and we can't utilize the pass to open the run, then what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just
When
an
it,
honest question. What are we doing? I mean, but we're winning, right? But then when the defense, so the problem is the defense can't have a bad game because the offense sure as hell ain't going to pick the defense up. So basically, we
Not,
need the
not,
defense to
not in
play
the
like
first
that all the
half.
time,
Not in the first half. Yeah.
right?
Right. So,
So
yeah.
why you looking like that, man?
I
Like
want
I'm looking at the camera.
at
Relax. Relax.
you like you in a different environment. Mick, how do you feel about the game? The outcome of all of that.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I was just happy to get the win.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy the run game showed the way it did. Defense came up with timely turnovers, but I felt like we could have played better defensively for real.
Mm-hmm.
Offensively, Fields missed some throws, but that's gonna happen. But we gotta be sharper in our passing game. Honestly, I feel like we need another receiver, bro. Like ain't nobody convinced me that we don't need another one. But overall, I was happy with the W for real.
hey, Mitch, somebody said we don't even hit the receivers we got.
That's what I said.
Our receivers can't catch.
I opened the show with that. I know that Devontae Adams was a big rumor for. I mean, it wasn't not a illegitimate rumor. It was like a legit thing that was happening in negotiations, but just it didn't work out. And Aaron Rodgers gets what Aaron Rodgers wants anyway. Just like he got his coach fired, whatever he says. Like,
He
we
threw
don't
Mike
believe
Williams
you,
under
man.
the
Like,
bus,
nobody believes
under
you.
the
I
train,
just want to say that.
threw him in
And
the
then
volcano.
two,
Yeah.
what do we like? How can you convince a Devontae Adams to come to a place where he sees George Pickens get what 4 or 5 attempts?
I think he
I
had
don't
8
think I don't
targets.
think they look at George Pickens and be like, that will happen to me. George Pickens is a special kid.
Eight targets. What's he averaging?
Per game.
But
I don't know.
I think it's like 8 targets. I want to say 7 or 8 targets. I agree with you, Cav, but I do think if like hell, if I'm Amari Cooper, let's just say Amari Cooper, right? If I'm Amari Cooper and I'm looking at the schemes and I'm looking at the offenses that you ran, I know it don't fit me, and I know it doesn't give me the best opportunity for me to tap into my talents because of the scheme and the formations that you run. So whether or not they're looking at George, I'm for damn sure they're looking at the type of offense we run.
I think they looking at George these last couple games and they saying, yo, I'm better than him. That won't happen to me.
I feel like the
Oh,
I
wow.
just want to say happy birthday to her real quick. Hi.
Yeah.
Happy
Thank you for your
birthday.
Happy
service.
birthday, whoever that is.
Have a ball in Egypt, okay? Have a good time. Take some
And
pictures.
thank you for your service too.
Yes.
yeah.
Hey.
You know, I feel like these are trades. They wasn't free agents, so a lot of times Devontae had a say with where he got to go for sure. But Amari Cooper, I don't think he had a say in where he was going. But
That
Neither
man,
wasn't
I
good.
was so mad. I wanted him to stay.
But we all know he wasn't coming to Pittsburgh. That wasn't going to happen at all. So I never even thought that. You know what I mean? Once I heard that
saw him
Adams,
playing, I'm like, it felt like it was intentional how he was dropping balls. But then again, I don't know. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about a player like that. Like, are you doing this intentional, or are you just messed it up? Like, is this a mental thing, or you just checked out because you don't want to be there? I also don't want that on my team. You know,
to my Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like that's like I couldn't figure out if he was. It seemed to me intentional, and I make jokes about it or whatever. just because it's the Browns. But I also I don't want you to be upset because there's a potential for you to be upset. Like people talk about their fantasy, like who should I draft wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers? Nobody. Don't you ever draft a wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers for your
I never
fantasy?
have.
And if you did, I don't feel sorry for you because you should have did it.
Huh?
You shouldn't have did
I
it.
never
You
have.
never have?
Drafted a receiver from the Steelers?
Look,
Yeah.
I know
because
from Mark.
it was only one if there was, so that one was always gone. So no, I wasn't drafting the number 2.
You tripping. I had AB.
I would never
That was the
draft-
only one. That was the only one. You was hiding the draft to get AB. Name another one you was taking
No,
outside of AB.
Antonio
I
Brown
would.
is literally like the only one in
Right.
the most recent wide receiver you could have picked up for the
Right.
Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm not
number
taking
one.
nobody
number
else.
One, yeah.
That's it. Sorry, I was like, it is not that we don't have good wide receivers. It's just we haven't been there's not been a consistent one in a while. So
There's no true number 1 on our team.
Yeah. So that's why
There was a statement, and I wanted to ask you, D. We talk about this endlessly before. Expectation of the O-line. We this week will go into another week with a whole different offensive line.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
So this is
I opened the show with that too.
6 weeks, 6 games, 6 different offensive lines. Not to mention the last 2 years, it was different offensive lines. I don't understand. I don't know how much continuity we're expecting from an O line that don't even practice together. Like we're patchwork.
I think that's the main reason why Russell shouldn't start.
This is my.
That's the main reason Russell shouldn't start. But we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I brought that up. I brought that up 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "You think that they're waiting for some continuity?" He was like, "No." Anyway, but also I was saying if you don't have consistency on your offensive line, how are you expecting Najee Harris to be consistent? How are you expecting your run game to be consistent?
Yep.
How are you expecting all the things that you saw last week from Najee Harris? How are you expecting that with the inconsistent offensive line? How can you just hold one individual responsible for not producing when you are being inconsistent in one area consecutive weeks? And that to me was just something I had to just pound the drum on because you want consistency somewhere where it's nothing is consistent. And that besides Najee Harris being back there, that's the only consistent thing. So
people not paying attention to that at all. They ain't paying attention to that at all. They just think one person, Najee, get the ball and he supposed to make holes appear and run through them like other people in front of him don't supposed to block to get the holes there so he can run through them.
Yeah, and it's not just the blocking; it's the communication. It's like it's so many levels to making the offense flow, and it takes time. You got different personalities. You lost a leader in James Daniel, who we didn't heard how he was telling guys and showing guys film and stuff like that. So like these things are impactful to a team, and you don't want to hear it, but that's the reality. That is real life. So I appreciate everything Najee was saying post game, and I loved it. I don't care how it made anybody else feel. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I love seeing Najee at the podium. He probably hates being there, but I enjoy it because
he be real. He say real stuff when he up there.
It's not sugar coated. It's not sugar coated at all. Okay. So back to the receiver thing. I also foot stomp this. If you're not using the weapons that you have, how can you say that you need more?
Because when you look at our weapons, none of them scream, "I'm elite." When you watch them run routes, they don't scream, "I'm elite. I'm open. Give me the rock." When we try to give someone,
I'm gonna pause you on that, Kev. I cannot say that they not open. I can't say
they can be open. Everything can be true. I'm talking about when guys do have the opportunity, like in the end of the game, when we want to make someone feel good. So we try to give them a touchdown pass. Yeah, I'm really talking about one. We try to give him a touchdown pass and he drops it. Like that screams like we're not elite here. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm talking about. It ain't nothing too crazy. This is one person. You feel me? But he's supposed to be our number one though. Salute to him.
I ain't gonna. Me and Kev did this the other day. I ain't gonna do it today. I
had a feeling that was directed at an individual.
I'm a chill.
Okay.
They ain't stopping.
Collect out my response. as a collective group. Yeah. So that is my argument. That's my foot stomp. Okay, so we talked about that. Can we give Patrick Queen a little clap here? You know.
Oh, that's my
13,
guy. That's my
13
guy.
saves,
He
Give it
played
to him.
good.
Queen.
That's my guy.
Yes,
He played
love
good.
it.
All of them did.
Yeah, Deshaun Elliott. I absolutely love some of the tackles he has made, the plays he has made. I cannot get enough of 2-5 sometimes. I feel like 2-5 be on time. He be on time. I know we got on him, for the touchdowns in the Dallas game.
Yeah.
But man, like he just makes some great tackles. It just feels so good to have that kind of support. And you're not relying on Minkah Fitzpatrick to do it. Somebody else is doing it.
Yeah.
I personally didn't get on him about the Dallas game because I've played safety before.
Yeah.
That's hard to do, to run from one side all the way over here to get somebody running across it. That's hard to do. That is hella hard to do. So
I met Jay over the weekend in Vegas, so y'all know.
Okay.
We
Shout out.
talked
What's up, Jay?
about the nuts thing and the pause over from the last show.
said no,
Oh my God.
no
Jay
Queen
is hilarious. Since you're here, Jay, we might as well go ahead and get on to the hot topic. Since you're here. All right. Pros and cons. We're going to get into some pros and we're going to get into some cons. But before we do that, I want to just kind of lay the scene here. Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin comes into Tomlin Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he came in there with some energy. He had a little sneaky smirk on, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He came in there like Coach Tomlin's energy from the get. I said, "Oh, he is up to something. He got something up his sleeve. He is smiling. He is grinning." And then he thanked Steeler Nation. He was like, "Look, y'all did y'all thing. You know, we're thankful for y'all. And y'all did show out in Vegas. Y'all did show out. I had so much fun there. I can't even express how much fun I had in the stadium. I feel like I don't remember half of the game. Like I just had so much fun. I blacked out. And it's not from alcohol, so don't even try it. But I literally just had that much fun. I can't remember it all. I remember like Chris Boswell hitting 2 field goals. Like I don't remember the other 2. When did they happen? I don't know. But back to Coach Tomlin Tuesday. He comes in and, thanking Steeler Nation. And, he goes through the injuries. Of course, Frazier's out. Pruitt, doing his thing. Alex Highsmith, you're going to try to work him in. Who else did they say was out? I think he might have said Patterson was out. KZ might be trying to work back. Who else? Herbig, I think, is out.
Herbig is out.
Yeah. And, he kind of went through his injury spiel. And I was actually curious about Frazier because they said it was like some type of ankle. So I didn't know how it was originally we saw week to week, but he let us know that he's done. He's out this week.
Right.
Of course, he lets us know that Russell, he had, he saw some improvement in Russell. He showed him what he wanted to see, and he'll be getting some work in with the ones, He didn't say that he was starting.
Right.
He didn't say it up front that Russell was QB number 1, which he's still listed on the depth chart as QB number 1. I don't know why people have forgotten that. He's still QB number 1. And he left the door open for not just Russell to be QB number 1, but for the both of them at some point to see the field.
Right.
So I thought that was cool. He did say something when someone asked him the question, like, can Russell run like just or something like that? And he was just like, no.
And he said no.
And like, let's be honest. And also let's not have amnesia. Like Russell Wilson was part of the dual threat quarterback start pack. Like, let's be for real. He's mobile. He's not Lamar Jackson. No, he's not Justin Fields, but the man can still rush and get into the end zone. We've seen him. He did it last year in Denver and he's done it, previously. Yes, he's older. He may be more cautious because of dealing with his cap situation. I don't know, but he can move. Like he's not stuck to the ground, y'all. I don't know why people forgot who Russell Wilson is, but, so anyway, he left the door open. he left a lot of people, and immediately all the reports come out that Justin Fields has been benched. Justin Fields is not going to be quarterback number one. He's not going to be starting the quarterback going into this Jets game. Immediately, like instantly, everyone reported Justin Fields has been benched. And I got so angry because, one, he didn't say that. And two, even if that's what's happening in-house, why are you reporting it? Because it's not it hasn't been publicly told that Russell Wilson is QB number one. I think what Tomlin did when he came to the podium was brilliant, simply because prepare for both. Prepare for both of them. You don't have much film on Russell Wilson in this offense, so prepare for Justin and spend some time preparing on Russell as well. Thank you. Atlanta had to kind of do it, even though they really thought they were going to go with Russ, just because, he's like, you're going to have me spending times. And this week, you're going to have to spend time preparing for both. It just is what it is. So I know I rambled here, but I just wanted to lead. What do you guys think are the pros of bringing Russell Wilson into this offense? We'll start with the pros. What are the pros? Kev, I know I'm going to start with you.
Pros, I say he'll be able to get the ball out quicker, make better reads. We talking about 12-year vet here. You see what Joe Flacco old ass doing over there and with the Colts, man. Like, these old quarterbacks still know how to play. If they can get protected, they can make things happen. But as far as pros, it stops there.
Okay, Mitch.
I echo what Kev said, but I'm gonna add to it. He can see the field better. I think he's gonna be able to read defenses better because he's seen all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just his veteran presence, I think it can help. Hopefully, it help with some of these receivers. He can some of the guys that Justin missed. He could probably hit them. I think he'll be able to see it better because like I said, he's seen it before. So I think to me that's the biggest asset right there.
Well, I'm gonna start from the latter. I'm gonna start from a comment I seen, and then I'm gonna work to it. One, Denver didn't kick Russ off because Russ was unable to do the things he did because Russ, when in that year last year, Russ still was top 10 in passing yards. Russ still threw for 25 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
26.
Russ still was cooking. So
it was less than that.
Russ passing.
Yeah, 6 interceptions.
He only had 6 interceptions.
Right. Well, I'm because it seems that morale is focused, is reading. He's reading reports and not necessarily doing the research. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to address that first. But when
kick him out the chat. Whoever that is, kick him out the chat. They don't know what they're talking about.
No, morale is here every week, trolling. I don't even know why.
Take a week off, guys.
So now that I've addressed that, for me, when it comes to Russ, it's his poise, it's his leadership, and I've said this from day one when it comes to our offense. We lack leadership, and the offense need leadership in regards to when the nerves are gone, when we have a fumble, we get it back, calming moraling the guys down, calming them down and whatnot. We need that. We haven't had that. We need that vocal leadership. We understand that that's not Justin's game, but sometimes it's needed, right? In addition to Russ's leadership, Russ's poise, I also believe that Russ gives us an edge in his longevity of how he's been able to do it time and time again. Now, I'm not saying Russ is going to go out there and throw for 500 yards because Russ is still dealing with the same elements that Justin dealt with. The difference is Russ has been here long enough and has played with so many different guys who may not always had a number one and still been able to deliver. I think he has that knack for bringing a team together, that camaraderie, his energy, his effort. I think that's contagious, and I think that's what we need as far as our offense.
I hope you're right, bro. I do.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I'm not lying. he right about his energy and how the positivity he lead with. It'd be a good thing. It could come off goofy, you know what I'm saying? But it's really a big thing among his teammates.
Mhm.
I really hope that he able to do everything you saying, because I
Hey,
feel like if he do, we're gonna win a lot of football
all
games.
right, so Mitch, let me ask you a question, and you know this personally, so I'm gonna ask you directly, right? What is the one thing that kills a team but also uplifts them when you have something great? And we can use Bowie State for that matter. What is the one thing that they need on offense that will propel them? What is the one thing they need?
Good quarterback play.
Okay.
Always is.
Yeah, I had a I mean, you can have a good quarterback, but okay, so but yeah, I had this conversation earlier. We were talking about you have Patrick Mahomes who's losing wide receivers left and right. Still figuring out a way to get done. Defense is helping them stay in the thing.
His numbers look crazy this year, though.
Huh?
His numbers look crazy this year. Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes.
he's not excelling at this high level,
and they undefeated.
They're still undefeated.
Yeah.
Their defense is holding them together. He's throwing interceptions. So for me, if you can get a guy that can do that with limited weapons, as people like to say and throw around. But I'm gonna go back to the pros. Terrence, I really love the things that you said, and leadership is big on my list. I love vocal leadership. I am not saying there's anything wrong with Justin Fields. This is not me. This is nothing I'm saying is against Justin and who he is. These are just the things that I see with Russell that I know this team needs, because I've seen what it looks like without it. And we saw it last year, and we saw it the year before, and I don't want to see it no more. So leadership, communication, telling guys what they see, where they need to go, encouraging them, speaking life into this offense. We need it. I'm not saying we don't have it. We do have it, but I think we need to see it more.
Mhm.
And I guess it in the heightened role. Like, there's only so much Russell can do from the sideline, right? I can go out there and smack everybody's hand, but ultimately I got to respect the guy that's running the show, and that's Justin. So I don't want to mess up Justin's groove. I don't want to, say too much I want him to kind of be in his zone and do his game day thing. And I'll talk to him when I need to talk to him. But at the same time, I got to back up and give you your space. So I want to see what I do want to see. And y'all know where I've been since week 1 with this thing. And even before, when Russell first got here, I need to see, before someone says, "Who do you want? You want Justin, or you want what's his name, Russ?" I need a sample size of both before I can say we need to permanently lean one way or the other. And I think the pros right now allow the passing game to open up. It allow us to see, do we really need another wide receiver? Are we capable with a guy that I love that ain't getting the ball, Scotty Too Hottie Miller? I love 13. Like, get my man out there. Don't do that. But
no,
also,
I'm laughing at Morale 212.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what
I'm not looking at him because I be in the zone.
He
and
just
I can't
threw me off. Like,
I can't get distracted with Morale right now. So he gotta wait. So
yeah, he threw me off.
I need to see Scotty Miller out in the mix. I need to see Darnell Washington. I need to see the middle of the field be an option. I think everyone kind of in that moment where Kyle Allen came in and like immediately threw that dot to Pat Freiermuth, everyone kind of was just like, he made that look so easy. Why was that so easy? I think that opened people's eyes a little tiny bit that were blinded by Justin Fields' legs.
You know what though?
And
to that point, D, you know what threw me off with Justin, and I'm a Justin guy. Terrence know this, Kev know this. But Justin came right back in the game, threw like 3-4 passes, went right down, scored a touchdown. Then when he came back on the field, he seemed kind of apprehensive, and I was like, why he not pulling the trigger? Because I had to go back and look at some of these games. I went back and looked, and I was like, yeah, he missing reads, and I was like, man, I don't know why he missing them. If he not seeing it, or he just taking like, forget it, I can just use my legs and get up out of there, like, you know what I mean?
And that is what that is my question. I don't know if it's a concern or what. Is it I can't or I won't? And when I say this, it's because sometimes I see Justin stop here and he's like only looking here for this throw. And if I don't get the throw within here, I gotta go. That is I don't know if it's I won't go here or I can't go here. And we can say it's a can't because my offensive line not gonna give me enough time. Or we could say you have, like there's multiple variables. There's not one reason for every time it happens.
Both can be true.
Yeah, they all can be. Everything can be true in one play. And I just like I said, I can't say that he can't or he just doesn't.
So D,
I know he can't.
So D, and I've said this, you know this. I've said this so many times, right? So my whole process when it came to Justin Fields, because before we got Justin Fields, I had a show where I said I wanted us to get Justin Fields, and I said, and when we got Russ, and we were, so I was an advocate for it. I wanted it. This was my thing when it came to Justin, and this is my stance. I've never said Justin doesn't have the capabilities to do the things that we know he can do. My issue have always been this. Justin Fields did not get the best of the best when he came into the league. He had 2 head coaches. He had 3 offensive coordinators. He ran for his life in Chicago. So for me, when I see Justin in our offense, as makeshift as our offensive line is, I find it at times that Justin is resorting back to old habits because in Chicago, all he was able to do was get that one read off. After that one read, he's now looking for an exit lane. He didn't have time to look for his second and third options. For me, it has always been Justin going back to the drawing boards, Justin relearning, undoing all the bad habits that he had to endure in Chicago, and relearning and seeing how Russ handles it, right? He never had that opportunity to really see how that played out. He didn't have the growth and development in Chicago. He didn't have the offensive line in Chicago. He didn't have the playmakers in Chicago, right? So he ran for his life. For me, it is all about Justin Fields' long-term confidence. If we can restore Justin back to how Justin looked like coming out of Ohio State, coming into the league, then I feel we'll get the best of Justin. But we're not going to get the best of Justin after what Justin endured in Chicago. And if we put it, and regardless of what happens or whoever's back there, I feel that when it came to it, look at some of the plays. When the line breaks down and the pocket is collapsing, Justin is stepping up. He's seeing a small open lane that he feels he can run through, but by the time he gets there, it's too late. It's closed. Now he's looking back downfield. We're sacked. Or is moments where the pressure is pushing back, and instead of Justin stepping up, he's stepping back into the pressure. I think a lot of that Justin just has to unlearn everything that he had to endure in Chicago. That's why I've always been a proponent for Russ. Right, it takes time, and he has to unlearn that and relearn it.
Yeah,
that's a good. I like that term. Yeah, I like that. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it on that scale.
But that's always kind of why I wanted him to just ease into this. I didn't want him to be thrown into it. Unfortunately, he had to be thrown into it because that is a lot of pressure. And guess what? He could not fail, because if he failed immediately, and I'm glad he didn't, that is, can you imagine the fans, the media, how they would have ate him up? You could have ruined this man's entire career.
That's why I said long-term confidence.
And I think that could play a factor in this man's head, whether he wants to talk about it or admit it or whatever. I can't mess up. I can't make mistakes. One, because I got Russell Wilson over here ready to take ready to come back and regain his spot. And then I gotta get a deal next year. I gotta get a home next year. I gotta put out good film for my next contract.
And,
You
but
know what
not
though? The one thing I will say, I agree with everything that Turn said,
Yeah.
honestly. But the one thing I will say that I was happy that he didn't do, he didn't have a bunch of turnovers.
yeah.
Like he did in Chicago. He did get that happy feet. He
But
did have a happy feet. You see him get up out of there quick. Like if that first read ain't there, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying?
so
It happened a lot this past week. I was kind of happy. I'd rather him run off of unscheduled than scheduled. You know what I mean? Sometimes because a lot of times you seen where he like I give you an example, like the touchdown run, the first one. That was unscheduled, but you see that he saw that there was man coverage and he knew they turned his back, so he just took off running. To me, that was a smart decision. You see what I'm saying? But some of them times he stepped up and he missed people open. It was people coming across the middle open. It was an out on the other side of the field that was open. He missed it. I don't know, part because he had happy feet.
Yeah, I don't think
but
people are
but
talking too much about the fumbles, Ali. But Kev, did you have something to add? I know we.
Nah, a lot of y'all saying things I said weeks prior. So, ain't no reason to repeat myself. So
and to Kev, and I don't say this just to Kev, but because we've had the conversation. One thing that I think that when a lot of fans say Justin is 4-2 and Justin is playing well, I be wanting people to define to me what is well, because if we're still only passing for 100 yards in week 6, that's a problem, right? But my other thing is this: in September, especially when you have a new quarterback, you have a new offensive system. Nobody knows who you are, right? That's when you establish your identity, right? And that's more times when offenses are able to do whatever they want because nobody knows what to expect. So imagine us struggling during the moments where we're supposed to be really putting our imprint or who we are as an offensive unit and we can't do it, right? That's problematic because now we're getting into this season where people are starting to, okay, we know the Steelers have no wide formations. We know they like to go bunch formation. We know they don't spread the receivers out. We know they do a lot of the same things in different formations, right? So if we're still only passing for 100 yards in a game and we saying that that's problematic because when we play a team that can score and our defense ain't going to be able to hold us up like they've been doing, I mean, we can't rely on our offense to go point for point. So if we can't move the ball and if we can't get those plays and if we can't score in the red zone, then it's all for naught. Playing well or not, 100 yards is not good. In the AFC is stout. What is the one thing? The Ravens can give up a lead and take a lead. We can't do that with our offense. Mahomes, people keep saying Mahomes numbers. Guess what? They 6-0. You know why? Because when they need a play, he makes it.
He makes every time. Not just him, neither. Not just Mahomes. Mahomes, Josh Allen, my man Stroud. Like them dudes go make plays. So
and it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with the way we're winning, but don't have an expectation that this winning is going to take us far.
We did the same thing. Yeah, we did the same thing last year. Like we're
not going
winning.
far.
Yeah, we're winning, but we knew that we couldn't continue to win games not scoring 20-something points.
Kenny Pickett was trash. You have
to figure out your defense is going to get tired of having to constantly bail this team out. They're not willing. They're willing to take this team on their back, but we have to be willing to do the extra things to get this offense in shape where the defense can have a bad series. They can have a bad, they can whatever. We just need to take the load off of them. And I don't see anything wrong. So we talked about the pros. Let's talk about the cons really quick on Russell getting a start this week, even though it hasn't been confirmed that he is starting this week. What are those cons, Kev?
I can't really say I have any cons because I haven't seen anything. I can't really go back to preseason. You know what I mean? The offensive line, but it's like at the end of the day, if he get the ball out quick, is the offensive line a problem? You know what I'm saying? So I can't really give you straight up cons outside of what he don't like. I'm not expecting 50 yards from him. I'm not expecting our offense to have 185 yards rushing. If anything, if I had to say a con, it'll be Najee Harris would get, he'll see 8 in the box a lot more. You know what I mean? Because it's like they know Russ ain't about to burn. They know he's not about to hit you with a 20-yard run or have running plays for him, like no QB draws and none of that. That'll be the only con. But it's like, but if he get the ball out fast, something that Justin doesn't do too often, is it a real con or is this a different play, a different player, doing different things? So I don't really have a con until I see something. I don't want to just speculate. We too into the season to play that game.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mitch. Con.
Only con I really see is my only thing is how good is that calf? You know what I mean? I hope it's 100. I really do. Because I know if he 100, we can get the best version of Russ. You see what I'm saying? But I would hate to see him try to like step up in the pocket or something like that and start hopping up. You know what I'm saying? Start hopping up, then we right back to where we started. You see what I'm saying? So I hope he really is 100% healthy. But other than that, I don't see a whole lot of cons. I really think that the veteran leadership going carry it. I hope he if he's starting, because we don't know if he's starting yet. If he's starting, I hope he cook. Real live. I hope he cook. Because we absolutely
whoever's in there, I want to cook. Like I don't.
It don't matter who it is.
Don't get it twisted now. Whoever in there,
I care as long as we win the football game.
Well, whoever be the cook, but I hear your con. What's your con, Terrence?
R&R, Rust and Rhythm, right? Because for us as fans, or some fans more than others, they want immediate results, right? They want results. They want immediate results that we wasn't even getting from Justin, right? In the past,
they want it from everybody though. Everybody.
So for me, when people say no, we already know Russ's legs are not Justin's, but let's be clear, Justin was not his running ability wasn't a catalyst to us winning. It was extending the plays. So do I think Russell can extend the play? He can. Is he going to extend it for 20 yards? Maybe not. But guess what? At the end of the day, the cons are Rust and Rhythm. How much rust? How much? Like, what is his practice time like? His timing. Timing about football is everything, right? That's another thing that we talked about. How's his timing? His rhythm? His rust? Not necessarily worried about the calf, more so about the mental state of the calf. Because a lot of times during a football injury, we can be injured, right? But mentally, like depending on how you step or something like that, it could be a mental block. So, what's the mental block? Or like, again, Rust and Rhythm. So for me, that's it when it comes to cons. In regards to Russell, because what Cav said, even if they do put 8 in the box, right? Because let's be technical, there were some games where they would put 8 in the box with us, and Justin was in there. They were daring us to throw the ball. Yeah. So even if they do that, to Cav's point, if we are able to, and I hope Arthur's listening, if we are able to, how about we spread our receivers out? We hit them with some quick action slants, because if they're 8 in the box, then that means we got room for quick slants, or we got room for quick slant outs to the tight end. So there's always going to be it's about if we're going to take that shot. And I think again it boils down to Rust and Rhythm. I'm not going to say offensive line because we know what we're getting. This is our 6th offensive line in 6 weeks. So
listen, yes, I'm actually looking at Ken's comment, and I'll put it up here after I say this. I know I am thrilled about the athletic ability of Justin Fields. I love that he can run. I love that he can extend plays with his legs. There are times where I feel he doesn't have to do that. There is a 5-yard minimum dump in front of him, and sometimes I wish he could make those plays too. And I think I've seen them on more than one occasion where he has a guy, but he sometimes goes for the deep pass for whatever reason. He's comfortable passing the ball to George Pickens on the sideline. They have a relationship where that's the play, their original number one read or whatever. but I see the guy in the middle of the field that's looking at him and saying, hey, me right here. And then the guy's going, and then we're off the field and we're punting. So these are the plays here that I see. No, he doesn't necessarily have to take off running, or Russell doesn't have to take off. He may be able to make the 5-yard dump, and that could turn into 8 yards.
He does
these
that.
are the plays that get left out there that we refuse to look at because it doesn't satisfy our appetite. It's not the flashy run that makes the defense mad at each other because they couldn't catch Justin, or the guy didn't go one-on-one with George Pickens down the sideline. It's the missing George. It's the missing or not being able to tackle a Darnell Washington in the middle of the field for me, like in him getting the extra yards, or Pat Freiermuth that's gonna make you look silly and drag you with him. What y'all watching basketball?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, what y'all rooting for?
Man, unless you just hit a 3 with like a minute left and want to put them up by 4, I know the kid watching the same. It's game 3. It's a big game, bro.
Okay.
Where?
I was like, yo, everybody's like, yes.
Not everybody. I was
Well,
listening.
them two, they watched.
Yeah.
I was listening, but I was looking
no,
too.
It was funny.
And
I know I didn't say nothing that provoked,
And D, to one other point, right? And something that we said again before.
Yeah.
I want to see when Arthur Smith starts using his personnel correctly. I'm so sick and tired of saying 11 personnel and 12 personnel. A lot. We use 12 personnel and we run the plays. Like, it's like, okay, we're running plays where I feel, okay, give Connor Hayward his time. But stop giving Connor Hayward routes that Pat Freiermuth or Darnell Washington should be running. Like, stop doing that. Like give Pat Freiermuth more targets. Give him more open space. And if we keep utilizing or 3rd and 2, we doing a reverse. Stupid. Third and then on the one play, it was like 3rd and 12, we did a sweep. What are we playing for?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a sweep.
Yo, shout out to Pat Freiermuth, yo. He missed that block so hard. He should have kept the ball.
God.
Oh God. He should have kept the ball.
But Freiermuth missed the hell out that block.
I mean, and that's cool. He's allowed one, but damn, like we run plays behind the line of scrimmage. Don't make sense.
Yeah.
I think Arthur's getting to know his personnel too, man. Like, we have a lot of weapons. You feel me? So he's just trying to, and then he's trying to adjust to Justin. Like, he know what Justin can and can't do. So the plays I see is Justin friendly. I don't think Russ is getting those same type of plays at all.
Now we might get more stretch to field plays.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I believe that. I think you see a different offense, and that is just that. It's nothing against Justin. Like, I don't want this to come off as negative, but if you are Coach Tomlin, if you are looking at your veteran defense who has shown you every which way they can make a play for you and put the ball back into your quarterback's hand, you have an option to see what this quarterback could do with the ball in his hand, not just with his legs, but with the ball in his hands and with his arm. You have to go for it. Again, I definitely am open to seeing Russell Wilson, whether it's this week, next week, or whatever. I'm open to seeing him because that is the only way I can make an assessment on who should lead this team. So that is all.
Can I interject this?
Yeah.
I love this defense, right? I do. Kev can tell you, I'm a defensive guy, so I'm always gonna be on.
I know what's coming.
Austin blows.
I was gonna say, is this about the defensive coordinator?
Man, he be irritating me.
Nick posts about him all the time.
Dog.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to give Minka Fitzpatrick the play calling on defense or something.
Oh man, yo.
You know what was the biggest indictment? The biggest indictment on him was last season when we played the Packers and Minka didn't play, and Minka was screaming at him on the sideline because he was about to call probably a cover 4 down inside the 10 with his simple behind. But He be irritating. I swear to goodness, he be irritating me, man.
Cover 4 with
I
an
swear.
umbrella wedge.
They didn't
Oh
look
my
as
God.
confused this week.
Turns.
They looked like they were communicating better this week. They didn't
Oh, they
look
definitely
like
Yeah, the defense was.
yeah, they
Defense
didn't look
was.
like what was going on. You know, what's happening? So shout out to Patrick Queen and them for communicating better. It seemed like he was communicating earlier from some of the plays I've seen. Like the play hadn't even wrapped up yet, and he's handing out signals for the next one. So shout out to him, for helping getting that defense communicating properly. Going into this matchup, what do y'all think? Of course, there's another offensive weapon with Adams out there. I'm not 100% concerned because we took CeeDee Lamb out the game, or maybe Dak Prescott took CeeDee Lamb out the game. I don't know, but it is Aaron Rodgers, so he's definitely going to be feeding the needle to Davante Adams just because he's there and he's back. You have Wilson, you have Paul, the running back who also catches balls sometimes. So they and Lazard, who will catch a Hail Mary if Aaron Rodgers throws it. So they have some weapons out there. How do you guys think this works out?
I think it'll work out. I think we play them the same way our defense been playing. I'm not necessarily too concerned just because Davante's there. Because if you look at the Jets have been inconsistent offensively as well. With
the
or
offensive
without.
line, me or just like
Aaron Rodgers is the problem, man.
He's
Not a
been
good one.
inconsistent. He's been making some errant throws, as well. So
And he'll blame his teammates for it too.
And he'll throw him under the bus at the press conference.
O-line ain't been good. O-line ain't been good at all, particularly their tackles.
Well, that's their strong game is their running game with Breece Hall and Allen from Wisconsin. If we can slow down the Jets running game and we can neutralize them two and make them one-dimensional, then our chances are even better. As long as the offense
I just don't be trusting us on 3rd and long. So
hold on, and to that point, D, I was about to say with Terrence. See, this is where Austin irritates me. Okay, it will be 3rd and 6. Your boy will call a cover 6, cover 4. I'll be like, bro, why? Like, oh, for the life of me, I don't know why. I'm like, dog, what?
One thing the Jets do well that I think, depending on situational when they call it, is the Jets are a very good screen team, whether it's Breece Hall or Allen, and I think that's where it may hurt us at times on those off-time plays. But other than that, I'm okay with it, because Aaron. He wasn't able to get the ball out of his hands fast against Buffalo.
It was on.
He wasn't able to do that. And I think the reason why is because a lot of the times he's looking for those crossing in the middle routes. The thing that Buffalo D-line did good at Oliver and them was that when they rushed with their hands up. So it limited his passing lane availability as far as what he can see. I think if our defense, limit the availability of his visibility to those quick passing lanes, I think we'll be fine.
But they attacked the line of scrimmage a lot too, though. They attacked the line of scrimmage a lot too. They didn't just rush 4. They was coming at them with 6. Sometimes 5. They didn't give him the same looks all the time. And if we gonna sit there and cover 4, cover 6 the whole game, he gonna cook it.
And all he gonna do is he gonna bark at the line and try to disguise what's going on like he normally does.
Oh, he's very good with his cadences.
Yeah, with his cadence and try to expose that. And we just need to sit and settle and not give that up.
We can't give him the same. Even Tomlin said this at the press conference yesterday. You cannot give Aaron Rodgers the same looks the whole game. If you give him the same looks all game, he will destroy you. And he started getting into a rhythm against Buffalo. But their pass rush was able to get to him, so he couldn't really continuously stay into a rhythm.
And they was missing field goals too. So.
Yeah, the wind didn't help him at all. But
he called out the kicker too.
Yeah, TJ, and I hope that
What you say? He called out the kicker?
Yeah, he called out the kicker too, Aaron Rodgers.
He could be missed.
I ain't gonna hold you. I would have snubbed Aaron. Yeah, he could be my quarterback.
On my way out, before they deny my access to the building, because you know how the Jets do, and they escort me out, I'm like, yo, come outside, Aaron. Like, come. We doing around, Aaron, because you messing with me and my money and my reputation. Let's go win right now. Me and you, AA Ron. Because I'm
for the AA Rod.
Like we gotta go one round. As grown men, come outside. Like come outside. Because I thought it was funny, like seeing them pick up Aaron. Like they pick him up, and then like you see his like beard right here, like his helmet's half off his head. When they pick him up off the ground, I'm like, like somebody's picking up their drunk uncle off of the ground when they pick him up.
This is how they high uncle.
Yeah.
And nobody can compare. He ain't hide these games, bro.
He's one hit away from an injury. Every time he get up, he look like he don't want to get up.
Sabrina.
He been getting smacked. The Denver game.
He had the game winner.
When they played Denver, he was getting absolutely.
He had the game winner for like 40 feet.
So what is it? 2-1?
2-1 New York.
Yeah, it's 2-1 now.
To the WNBA Finals, 2-1.
Yeah, I don't think Sabrina made first team, yo.
But yeah.
Nah, she didn't.
Anything else that happened?
Man, Caitlin Clark made first team. Never mind.
He said that's why they escorted Sailor out the Quigley, because they would have snapped. They knew what they was doing, and that's one thing I just don't understand. Like, why are we acting like you have nothing to do with the Aaron? Like, let's not do that.
Aaron been doing that for his whole career. He bred for our little brother for real.
Let's not do that. And then the next week you gonna have a whole.
He's probably gonna be robbing people when he get older.
He gonna be on Pat McAfee like, come on over here. Like, what are we doing?
Come on,
Pat McAfee like, come on.
Devontae Adams gonna be mad as hell at the end of the season. Like, I should have came there. God damn it! He ain't the guy from Green Bay.
You gotta lay in that one. I'll give you the Derek Carr thing because they set you up there, but you gotta lay in this Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Don't save him.
But they got two good receivers though. I'm not gonna lie. They got two good receivers because the other good man that's there right now, he a monster.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I mess with him.
Yeah. So
I'm not a fan of Mike Williams though.
He ain't playing. It don't matter.
No, they were talking. Talking
about him coming here.
Hey, I was like, please don't.
Yeah, I don't want him because he'll show you that you'll see his potential in the game. For the next 3-4 games, you go like, God damn,
where'd you go?
He won't play because he be hurt. Stay hurt, bro.
Look, we got to make something shake with what we got before I want to add anybody. Sorry, that's just my thing. But I want to wrap it up. I do want to appreciate y'all for coming on and hanging on with me tonight. I think we can win this. It's going to be a beautiful night. We're going to have some Hall of Famers in the building. Sunday night is going to be magical. So shout out to I know Ken's going to be there. I don't know who else is going to be there, but shout out to everybody's going to be in the building. I don't know. I might be there. I don't know. I feel like if Russell starts, I have to be there. Right now, I am not scheduled to be there. At this very moment, I'm not scheduled to be there. But
she going to be in the building. D gonna be in the building. Believe that.
With no voice.
She gonna come back like, I was gonna do the show. I'm yelling too much. Right. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it will be.
We'll see. We
doing the block. We doing the block jerseys. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
we doing
the
block
numbers. Lost. We don't lose in the block jerseys. Yeah. So that is something that either quarterback is gonna have to deal with. That pressure. We won't be losing in the block jerseys. Don't make us look bad. And another nighttime renegade special. Can't wait. Aaron Rodgers know what it's like. He's been a part of Renegade. It's been a while since he's actually played us there. So welcome back, Aaron. We're going to get this W because they robbed us in Lambeau last time we played them, and I didn't appreciate that because Joe Hayden was not offsides. Okay?
Oh, yeah, I remember that crap, man. Yeah, they did rob us. I remember that.
He was not offsides.
That was the joint when him and Tomlin had that wink.
And
Yeah,
everybody's like, Aaron's going to Pittsburgh. Oh, thank God he didn't. Because let me tell you what you wasn't going to be able to do. If Aaron Rodgers would have got Mike Tomlin fired, oh my goodness.
I don't know, D. I don't know. The players would have been mad, but the fan base would have been like,
yeah. We know
been able to get Mike Tomlin fired. That's why I've been like, we're not bringing him here. He ain't getting me fired.
We got a portion of the fan base that will absolutely love that.
Yeah, we got,
and they loud as hell.
Portion of the fan base. I don't worry about them though. Forget them.
And then when the new guy came in, they were like, Mike Tomlin would have did that.
Anyway, all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all had a good time. Thanks for everybody in the chat for joining us. Thanks for everybody that I met in Las Vegas. Great time. Great bunch. It's always a movie in Vegas, man. Steeler Nation really just took that thing over. And being in there and sitting on the visitor side, I didn't get to take it in like everybody did on TV. But to see it on TV was just dang. So I didn't get to see.
On TV is crazy.
They were like up above me and behind me. So I didn't get to appreciate it until I watched it. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, yes. Like, I knew we were in there. Like, it was one of those. You know how when you're at home, like, you know if your team did good or bad because the crowd's gonna let you know. Like, you can go to the back and be like, "Oh, what happened? We scored or something." That's what it was. Like, I knew we were doing good or bad based off the crowd noise alone. Like, I didn't have to see a screen. I didn't have to hear the play. The crowd was telling me everything I needed to know, and that's how I knew we was in there deep. Okay.
Queen said they had to do a silent count. Queen said the Raiders had to do a silent count in their home stadium. That is bananas.
That's what you want, and I want that. I want that in Pittsburgh. The problem I have in Pittsburgh is when the defense is on the field, I want you to be loud for way longer than you are. I don't want them to be in the huddle and be able to hear the play call. Like, our fans will be quiet, will be sitting there, and then they start to line up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let me get up." Like, no. When the last play is over, keep it going, because I don't want them in the huddle saying, "Okay, you do this, you do that." Blah, 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 blah. No, you can't. I don't want you to be able to hear. Do not be able to hear where you're huddling. I don't want you like, I'll be like, I do not want them to hear the play. But we're not there. We're not.
We got both New York teams back to back before the bye week. Gotta belt the ass. And we home both games. Belt the ass. It gotta happen.
Don't get comfortable. Do not get comfortable. So let's see. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. Kev, are you gonna be on this Friday?
Friday, Still for 7 podcast. You already know. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, X, no matter what you call it, we're gonna be there. And trust me, we talk a lot of shit over there. So don't come in the chats talking crazy, because you will get fried. We definitely being nice on D's show. Don't talk crazy in the chats, because you will get fried.
Shout out to Morale. Morale is always good. He is legendary for it. Mitch, tell people where they can find you, bro. I know you be on Still for 7 podcast as well.
Yeah, I'll be on there. I'm about to restart. Thanks for the help from my good man Kevin over here. I'm about to restart my podcast, but I'm gonna wait an additional week to start it. Okay. So I'll be letting everybody know when I drop it.
Sounds good. We'll be on the lookout for it. All right, y'all. I will check you later. I never bring up the Steel Curtain Network, but I am on there. I think the show airs on Tuesdays. It's Bad Language. I'm gonna have a segment on there with Brian Anthony Davis. It's called he calls it Taco Tuesday. So I'm on there with him. We
like my grandpa.
Every Tuesday it airs on the Steel Curtain Network. So Bad Language. It's his show, and I'm typically featured on there every week. So check it out. I forget to shout it out. But yeah, go ahead and download that, listen to that. And yeah, it's audio only, so you don't get to see my ugly face. I'm kidding. All right. Y'all have a great evening. I'll holla at y'all.
Peace.
Bye.
All right.
For Dex.
Time for the win.
I missed you. Bye.
Ken said some funny shit in the comments, man.